you in a new computer?
Swear to God.
Hello. Hello. And welcome to Web Crawlers. This is our mailbag episode where we read your reviews, except for that new 1-star one we got. That I went off on Instagram about.
I also went off on it too. We snapped.
We did. It's like that investigation discovery show about women who snapped. That was me and Melissa on Instagram about a 1-star Apple podcast post. And we also play your voicemails, though. I'm Allie Siegel.
I'm Melissa Stetton.
Do we have any actually good reviews?
We do.
I feel like I have so much. If you're on the Patreon, I feel like I have so much food in my teeth right now. I'm really sorry.
I can't tell.
Good. I had some quinoa, so maybe it just blends in.
Oh, quinoa always gets fucking stuck in your teeth.
Yeah, I can feel it everywhere.
It's a snack for later.
Yeah.
This is from Costco Cheese Pizza.
Oh.
Bimbo besties. It gets lonely sometimes being a remote worker, but Allie and Melissa make it feel like I have friends keeping me company. Keep it up, please. La, la, la.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
This is from Andrea, 1,000 stars. It's taken me way too long to leave a review, and I'm deeply sorry. Web Crawlers is the best. Thank you for all you do and all the great content you give us. Bimbo News is incredible, and I'm so happy you're recapping 90 Day Fiancé. Best show on TV. I'm sure you can agree. Love you guys. Keep up the great work.
Oh, thank you.
This is from Ann Danny's. A freaking blast. I can't believe it's taken me this long to write and review, but holy cannoli, I love this podcast. I look forward to episodes every week. It truly is a treat to explore these wild topics and laugh along with the hosts. Allie and Melissa, y'all are the baddest baddies in the game. Keep up the amazing work. Honk, honk.
Oh, I like those. Thank you, guys. Those are really sweet.
We're the baddest baddies in the game.
That should be our new shirt, baddest baddie in the game. You know, I actually, today, as I was just like sitting in bed, not feeling well, I looked at my notes app. I had written down 2 shirt ideas.
Ooh.
2 things to write on shirts.
Uh-oh.
One thing just said, my notes app said, one was lobotomized. I guess I just want to make a statement t-shirt, I guess, that just says lobotomized, or like
I like that.
I've had a lobotomy, or ask me about my lobotomy.
Okay, I like that.
And then the next one just said, easy does it.
Easy does it? What?
I think I'm going through something.
Easy does it. Okay, I mean, if there's like a fun graphic with that.
Yeah, like a font, interesting font.
An interesting font. That's our new slogan for our podcast. Easy does it.
Easy does it.
Just means absolutely nothing.
Anyways, call in and let us know about what you think about my lobotomy. Do we have any voicemails today?
Yeah, we have voicemails. Okay, so we also had a couple voicemails that I could not hear. So I need these people to call back because I've been going through them and seeing like, I don't really listen to them. I just see if they like what the quality is. So there's one from Christy. It's a proposal story, but we couldn't hear it. It kept like cutting out and I want to hear it. And then Aaron Michael left 3 messages in a row and I couldn't understand. It was so muffled.
Oh, bummer.
Must have been important.
Yeah, seriously.
Call back, please. Okay, so let's get into these messages.
Hello. I'm listening to, I'm watching Bimbo News, Barbenheimer and Talking Parrots, and you guys are talking about the show Alone.
Yes.
Allie said that show is not relaxing to her, and that made me chuckle because Alone is like my comfort show. Like when I'm having a really tough day, I go home, I take a hot shower, I make cocoa, and then I curl up and I watch Alone for hours. And
I love it.
It really helps because no matter what was going on during my day, I could say, well, at least I'm not dropped off somewhere in the wilderness.
That's true.
That's funny.
You know, perspective. Give it another shot.
The end.
Okay.
Well, the reason you don't like it is because of the animal killing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try it. Everyone loves it. Someone said to me the other day, because I was tweeting about 60 Days In, which has a new season, and it's an incredible season. It's great. And there's a podcaster on it. And and my friend tweeted at me, I think Alone is the only show that hasn't had a podcaster on it yet.
Well, yeah, because they're all like legit wilderness people.
Yeah. And 60 Days In is a show about people spend 60 days in jail and then go back and like tell the warden how the jail is run.
Right.
So you would think that it's people who are equipped to deal with being
right
in a jail. So this guy's like a podcaster.
That's so funny.
I think he makes it like 3 days. I can't remember. Spoiler alert. But yeah, I'll watch Alone. I'll give it a test drive.
Yeah. Okay, next message.
Hi, my name is Ashley. This is my first time calling. I've been listening to you guys for a few months. And I actually am driving home from the beach, and I was listening to some of like your older episodes, and I was listening to the one where you went into like the Erickson sisters, the Swedish sisters, and MK Ultra.
Oh, they're crazy, yeah.
And I was listening, and I was laughing about when you guys were talking about how you hated, or you had a fear of twins. I also had a really bad fear of twins, and I actually ended up marrying an identical twin. And it's funny because now, like, I see them as such totally different people and different souls that, like, you were talking about how you
in the same
think,
soul.
Like, they have one soul. They definitely have two different souls. Like, my husband and his twin couldn't be more different.
Okay.
But twins always used to, like, really creep me out. But yeah, they literally couldn't be more different. So that's literally all I called to say. But I love your podcast. Bye.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot that was our theory, that twins are only born with one soul.
Do they have one soul or two?
Or two. I forgot that was our hot twin take.
Oh, boy. Oh, I got another call from Ashley.
Hello, it's Ashley again. I'm calling like an hour later because I'm still driving home from the beach. But
I was wrong. There's only one soul.
And I get pulled out with the jaws of life in my bathing suit. That would be embarrassing. But I forgot to say the U.S. government is holding its first congressional UFO hearing tomorrow. Today is Tuesday. So
this
Wednesday,
is a while
tomorrow.
ago.
Yeah.
Proof of aliens happening. That's all. Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Yes, and we did a Patreon episode about that.
With
so
John Tenney,
yeah, and Maria, tune in.
Okay, next message.
Hi, web crawlers. This is Sherry from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Again, I just called for the first time the other day.
Oh.
I'm listening to your mailbag episode about the mortuaries and the cosmetology people, and just wanted to chime in that my stepmother was a hairstylist for 30 years, I think, and she had a lot of old city ladies that she would set their hair in their old curler, style that they had for 30 years. And she had several ladies who would write in their will that she was to do their hair when they passed.
Wow.
And she didn't do it a lot, but she did have several ladies that she worked with for a long time that it was like, okay, I'll come and do their hair after they pass. And it's definitely a weird experience. She doesn't like to do it, but she also feels like it's a really good way to honor their memory because she knew them for so long, and you don't want to look like a weirdo when you're in your casket. So that's about all. And I also wanted to say that it took me 4 tries to get my license. And the first time I got in the car and the driver, test person said, "Show me where your hazards are." And I had no idea where my hazards were. It was literally the only thing on my car that I did not know. And he said, "Okay, you failed, bye." And that was it. And I was devastated. But I finally got it. And I've been trying for it ever since. And love you guys. I'm sure I'll call it again. Hong Kong, Miss Maria, Miss Jeb.
You know what's interesting is growing up, the hairdresser I went to, my mom's actually there today, which is interesting.
Ooh.
She worked in the Palisades, and all of the old ladies in the Palisades would go to her, like all the women in their like 70s and 80s. Wow. And I think that happened to her too. Like they would have to like set. A few of them, she would be like, I have to do her funeral. Like her family asked me, and I have to do it.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, next message.
Hi, I'm calling back. Okay, first of all, I want to say, I called with my friend when I was really drunk, and I think it might have been the day or the day after you announced that the way your episodes are changing. I'm so sorry you have to explain that again. By the time that episode came out, you'd already said it a million times, and I just felt bad that I made you say it again. Anyway, I'm happy about the change. Bimbo News is amazing. I really like it. I love the new vibe. And I feel like you guys just get to talk about more things, you know?
Yes.
Like, get to hear your opinion on everything. Anyways, I've also called before a long time ago. I was also drunk when I called this time. Told the story about my roommate from hell who, like, made me put my hand in her piss and shit.
Wait,
I don't know if you guys
what?
remember that. Anyway,
What?
I'm a huge fan. Love you guys. Congrats on the change. And once again, I'm sorry you had to tell me all about that, even though I already knew. Anyhow, talk to you later. Bye.
Wait, roommate who made her put her hand in her piss and shit? We had the roommate who would throw her poop from the shower to the toilet. This is different.
Yeah,
I don't remember this.
Yeah, will you call back with that story? Because I feel like we'd remember.
I would remember that.
I would remember that.
Huh.
Hi, this is Erin. First off, let me say RIP 6266. Oh, geez, what was the old number? I just had it on the tip of my tongue.
I actually don't remember it.
I was just listening to your most recent Bimbo News, and I don't want to pry, but I think that this question may be on the minds of some other listeners as well. You mentioned that you separated from Erios, and I'm wondering if it wouldn't be too much to ask to just get a little bit more info on that. I know that it was amicable because you're still working with Maria, and I know everybody that works there is so wonderful, but, you know, if you have any more information to share, that would be wonderful. Thanks. Love you guys. Honk, honk.
Honk, honk. We mentioned this before, but Erios is no longer a network for all the current podcasts that they are like The Alarmist, Margaret Cho.
Yeah, Margaret Cho.
They're no longer going to be the network.
Yeah, they're basically no longer producing podcasts.
Yes.
They're doing creative development. So if someone has a podcast idea, they can go to Erios, and Erios will help develop and sell the podcast to someone else, or develop it as a TV show or something. But or develop like limited series podcasts, you know, like a podcast that's 6 episodes investigative or something. But they're not producing and hosting podcasts anymore.
Yes. Because ain't no one making no money anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that basically
That's why.
It's the same reason that we went behind a paywall, is that they're not doing, because I mean, they would get half of our ad money or half of the ads from all the podcasts, but ads are down for everyone, so it just lucrative.
Wasn't worth it for them.
Yeah, it's not lucrative for them
to
either.
Host us or The Alarmist or any other podcast. So
yeah, it's the nature of the beast.
That's why. Okay, new message.
Hey, web crawlers, Joran.
Joran,
how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm going to make this short.
Great.
Just a movie recommendation. You were talking about, I guess, South Africa and then Mexico and resorts with gated communities and guards with machine guns and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And it made me think of the movie Infinity Pool. Have you seen that? I think it's from
Yes.
just last year. It's not this year. I think it's on Hulu. It's
With Skarsgård.
a real good horror movie with Alexander Skarsgård. Skarsgård.
And Mia, whatever.
That's the one. Mia Goth is in it.
Yeah.
She's a big weirdo. And
I love
anyway,
her.
it's set in a little vacation resort place, and I guess it ends up having some commentary, I would say, about the dichotomy between rich and poor. And it's made by, I think his name's Brandon Cronenberg, David Cronenberg's son.
Right.
I haven't seen any of this guy's other movies, but I really like this a lot. So if you want to, what am I saying? I don't even need to finish. Okay, bye.
Yeah, good recommendation.
I think I actually might own it because it was one of those things where it's like
You had to pre-order it or buy it.
yeah, it was like it's not available for rent, but you can buy it now for $19.99. And I was so bored that I was like, okay, try me.
I guess I'll own this movie I'll watch once.
Yeah, no, I own so many movies that way that are like horrible movies.
That's so fun. You're keeping them in business.
Oh, I really am.
Next message.
Hey guys, Jordan here.
Hello.
Sorry for calling again. But I was calling asking for some relationship advice.
Oh.
So I am married.
Angelica County.
And I started watching the other two,
Yes.
despite, them being canceled or whatever. And I was watching that on my own. I told my wife, oh, here's a funny, good show. I think you should watch it. And so she started watching it.
Uh-oh.
And then I sort of, I wanted to check in and, what do you think? And at that point, we realized that somehow, because we were watching, the same show at different times, somehow she started watching on episode 3 and just missed out on episodes 1 and 2.
Oh.
And I said, okay, well, do you want to go back and watch 1 and 2? I'll watch them with you because I like the show. And she said, no, that's okay. And it's like, what do you mean? She's like, no, I get what's happening.
What do you mean?
I can see that. She gets the gist.
Should I get a divorce? Should I be with somebody who is just like, I don't need to go back and watch the first 2 episodes? Okay, that's my question. Bye.
I think I'm on Jordan's side where it's like, are you insane? Why would you not?
I'm on the wife's team.
Oh, interesting.
I get it. She's like, I'm just going to keep moving. I can imagine once she's done with the whole series, then she'll be like, oh, let's watch 1 and 2 now.
Yeah, I guess it's more because it's not like fucking Breaking Bad or whatever where you miss shit. It is more like a comedy, just like
you get the gist of what's going on.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I guess with that. But I do that with Martin where like I'll watch a show and then I'm like, oh, this is good. Do you want to watch this? And then I'll rewatch like, the first episode or 2 with him.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I honestly I understand where the wife's head is at.
That's funny.
Because she didn't purposely skip them, right? It was like accidental.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I understand that.
Yeah, I guess if she wants to go back, if she really likes the show, I mean, it's really funny if you want to go back and watch those. I guess she will.
Call us back, but I bet when she's finished with all the seasons, she'll go back and watch 1 and 2. But she just doesn't want to disrupt the flow.
Yeah, don't want to disrupt the flow.
Yeah.
Next message.
At the end of
Sounds like me.
At the end of the voicemail for this web crawlers, just Melissa saying, "Oh fuck, fantastic." This is Maggie, aka Maggerdoodle, on the Discord. Oh my goodness, so exciting! Loving these bimbo news shows and all sorts of stuff. And I just upped my Patreon because I cannot not have my true crime from my girl.
Thank you.
Because I just got off my phone with my mother, and she's like, oh my God, she watches too much of the news channels that we don't want to watch, but sometimes she uses the other ones. And she's like, I just want to know more about the aliens. I said, don't worry, my podcast that I love to listen to is going to tell me plenty, and I'll give you more information after they have their episode. She's like, well, Pa, when he was in the Navy, he saw some UFOs on the submarine. I was like, excuse me, Mother?
Submarine?
What are you talking about?
On the submarine?
And so, like, 30 years after my grandfather had seen them, he told his kids, like, oh, yeah, we weren't submerged at the time, so we were up and we were looking out on the sky, and we saw this crazy lights that were maneuvering, like, way more erratically than a helicopter even could, and just had some extra information about and he was sworn to secrecy to not tell anybody about this. He was like, it's been 30 years, that's enough time, it's whatever. My grandfather was also a heavy drinker.
Is he my landlord?
He saw UFOs when he was in a submarine for the Navy and was sworn to secrecy to not talk about it. So I'm very excited to hear about what's all the news about these UFOs and aliens and all that fun stuff. So hope y'all do an episode about it. I'm sure you will. How could you not? What else? I recently had a bout of sleep paralysis, and it made me believe that when I thought I was being haunted by ghosts when I was a little kid, I realized that I was just going through sleep paralysis. So that was fun to know that that's been happening most of my life.
That's cool.
What else? Oh, and I just heard the Hansel and Gretel story that you guys just talked about. And you guys kept mentioning how the average life expectancy was very low back in the day. And it is true, people die a lot younger than normal more frequently. But another thing to think about is that the infant mortality rate was very high. So babies would die really a lot more than they do now.
It brings down the average.
So that brought down the average age of humans during the time. So there were definitely like 60 to 80-year-old people hanging out back in the day.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
But it was just one of the main reasons.
Okay, part 2. That makes a lot of sense. I didn't think about that.
Me either.
Hi, this is Maggie from the Maggerdoodle from Discord, blah, 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 blah. So I looked over at my phone and finished talking, and I realized that the phone had hung up, but I didn't get a sound or anything.
Oh, no.
I'm driving, so I wasn't looking at my phone. So I don't know where it left off or anything. Whoopsies. My grandfather saw a UFO.
Got that.
I had sleep paralysis the other day and realized that I've had sleep paralysis throughout all of my life, and I thought I was just being haunted by ghosts.
Yep.
After the Hansel and Gretel stories that I just heard from y'all today, I was talking about the life expectancy of humans back in the day.
We heard everything.
Perfect.
2 minutes, so I guess I don't need to talk as much as I do.
Play this message.
Anyway, boing, love ya, bye-bye.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
That does. I never thought of that either, actually.
Okay, you guys, I don't know how I feel about the Mattel Cinematic Universe, but, like, I don't know if anyone has seen Tetris on Apple, but it was so good.
Oh,
like,
no.
gripping the edge of my seat good, and that's just about, like, blocks falling. So maybe if they do, like, the history of how it's made, or, I don't know, something like that, it'll be good. But Polly Pocket Lena Dunham, yeah, for sure, not down to see that. But, like, Tetris is a no-name guy in Russia, not a bad deal. Also, congratulations on getting rid of the 700 rings before the voicemail machine picks up. Really appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Bye. Boing.
Oh yeah, it was a movie. It's like all these movies are coming out that are like, the BlackBerry movie, the Air Jordan movie. I think it's the Tetris movie.
It was who? Like Taron Egerton or something? That guy?
Oh, right.
But that's about like how he
created
like,
Tetris or what? I don't know.
Yeah, but I think he had also like murdered someone or something.
What?
Yeah, there was something crazy with the creator of Tetris. Hold on.
He murdered someone? Alexei Pajitnov. Oh, he was initially noted as a missing person. Oh, he died in a skiing accident, but his body was found a year later. There's another guy, Vladimir Pokilko. He is dead. Murder-suicide. After suffering financial difficulties at his software company, he allegedly murdered his wife, Elena, and their son. Then he committed suicide. He wrote a suicide note. It said, "I've been eaten alive. Vladimir." just remember that I am exist, the devil.
Ooh.
So they're, 2 creators.
Yeah, because there was something with they couldn't get money from they couldn't make money off the Tetris game or something. They couldn't get royalties off of it.
Oh,
I didn't see the movie, and I also don't know. I just remember hearing there is some sort of craziness behind Tetris.
Oh, was a Tetris co-developer the victim of a Russian mob hit? Oh, so they're thinking it may not have been a murder-suicide. It was just a murder?
Something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Interesting. I didn't watch that.
And they both had written dissent of Putin.
Oh. Yeah, that was Putin.
Yeah.
Putin did
I don't
it.
know. Yeah. But I don't think that that's what they're going to do for the Mattel Universe movies. Like, I don't think they're going to do, like, the history of Uno.
Yeah, it's more like Barbie, like...
Yeah, I think they're going to do, like, the same...
thing about...
Yeah.
Whatever they are. Polly
Yeah.
Pocket. What's Polly Pocket going to be up to?
Living in her little weird circle
She
thing.
becomes a real estate agent.
Oh, that's actually not a bad
for
idea,
tiny
Melissa.
homes.
That's not a bad idea.
Call me, Lena. Call me, Lena. I know you follow me on Twitter.
Call me.
I know you follow me. I remember the one time I accidentally took Lena Dunham's suitcase.
No, tell me more.
I was flying to New York and I was picked up. I had a suitcase as a blue suitcase, and I picked it up from the baggage claim, and it was very light. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And I looked at the tag, and it said Lena Dunham.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
I was like,
you should have
oops.
kept it. Yeah.
And I put it back on the thing, and I got my bag. And I tweeted at her because she followed me. I was like, almost grabbed your suitcase today at JFK, but it was so light that I realized it wasn't mine. She's like, oh yeah, I think I had like 2 pieces of paper in it.
Oh
and
my God, that's really funny.
I was like, okay, weirdo.
Weird. Yeah.
Okay, weirdo.
Yeah, what were you transferring, freak?
Yeah, it was like so light. I was like, what the just the suitcase?
Okay, yeah, that's weird.
Hi. Okay, it's my first time calling the new number and hearing the new voicemail. Also, it only rang like once and then beeped right away. That was crazy.
Oh,
it's Rachel the Widow, by the way.
Hello.
Hi.
I had something I wanted to talk about, and then that distracted me. First, saw the Barbie movie last week.
Yes.
I loved it.
Yes.
Rollerblades reminded me that I was reading an article. You guys had talked about some of like the controversial Barbies in the past, and I actually had one of them. It was a roller skating Barbie, and it had those roller skates, and with wheels. But the last wheel was like a flint, like the flint wheel that's in a lighter, but there's no fuel, so it'd be
what?
And then it, like when you move it like roll it on the surface, it would spark because it was like a flint,
what?
without the fuel.
Oh my God.
And I thought they were awesome, and I would just sometimes just roll them around without them even being on the Barbie.
So dangerous.
And roll them on like the carpet in my basement, which is probably synthetic material. Never had a problem. And then I'm reading this article and they're in it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that was a fire hazard. They were actually recalled.
It was banned.
Mine being taken away, so I don't think my parents noticed.
That's so funny.
And I didn't burn down the house, so
thank God.
We're good there.
That's so crazy.
And also, God, forever ago, someone called in about like having their Barbies have sex or something, and if that's weird or whatever. I definitely did that. I would have, I was kind of hoping for that scene in the Barbie movie where it's like them just having to like knock into each other because they're having sex, but they're not really, because you're 5 and you don't know what that actually means, and so you're just kind of like making them like bounce into each other.
Yeah.
Just me? No, I don't think so. I think it was more than just me. But I was thinking that'd be a funny scene in the movie. The other thing I was going to call about, you were talking about food photography, and so, of course, anything in the food industry.
Oh, yeah. She's a food.
I'm probably going to have some tidbit on. So, yeah, I when I worked for Nestle in their pizza division, we had like a photo studio actually in our office, and we would have people come in that was their job, was to take pictures of the food. And when we and this was for the graphics for like the pizza box or whatever. So it wasn't like a commercial where it had to be sitting out, but I would have to make, if we were launching new pizza and they had to get.
There's a part 2. Love behind the scenes.
Me too.
Love it.
I'm looking at these Barbie rollerbladers.
With the photo shoots, I would have to make a ton of whatever they were photographing, and then maybe also give them some extra ingredients. So like, let's say it's a pepperoni pizza, I might have some like sliced up pepperonis and cheese for them so they could like, place them or whatever. But yeah, and then they would cook them, and they would have like, different tools to move things around and like things to kind of, paint on, make it look, and then they would have this device that was like a triangle that would lift up a slice, and they would use like toothpicks to make the cheese kind of stretch from the slice to the pizza. And so, you see that sometimes on like a picture of like the pizza slice being pulled up and there's cheese stretching down. They would like slowly pull it up and then kind of use a toothpick to kind of stretch and like kind of make those strings. So yeah, they would use the real food and the real ingredients, but they would kind of stage it to look the best. And Nestle also owns Hot Pockets, and a girl I worked with came from there, and she said for their photo shoots, they would have just like a bunch of mashed potato filled Hot Pockets, and then filling that on the side that the photographers would like kind of put to look like it's like flowing out when they cut it open.
Liars.
But the whole Hot Pocket wasn't filled with that. It would just be filled with like mashed potatoes to keep it like firm.
Which I would eat also, a mashed potato Hot Pocket.
And then they'd have the filling coming out, which I thought was interesting. And yeah, even in my job now, I'll have to, because I'm making stuff that goes into other products used in ice cream or baking kits or whatever. So I'll have customers who, are going to be launching something with something I developed, and they'll need me to send them a bunch so they can use it for graphics and photo shoots and stuff. So yeah, so that's how we do it for still photography, but for commercials, that's just a whole other thing. And I imagine stuff that has to melt or might not photograph well on camera, might have a whole different story, but that's it. Love you guys. La, la, la.
I knew there'd be someone who would have a behind-the-scenes scoop. I knew it.
Of course.
I knew it. Wow. Yeah, that makes sense. For photographs, it's the real food. But what do they do for commercials?
Someone else has to call in.
Ugh. It's a whole other
level.
I want
a mashed potato Hot Pocket. Damn.
Mashed potato Hot Pocket. That sounds good with melted cheese and ham.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
That's delicious.
Hi, Webcrawlers. This is Sherry Bowman. I just tried to leave a message, and I don't know what happened. But I'm listening to your... You know what? I just put my last name. It's okay. I'm from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I've called before. Listening to your episode about lettuce.
Lettuce?
Outro,
lettuce?
How you're going to win her Airbnb
Gwyneth
trip. And I please win the Airbnb trip.
I entered.
Yeah,
Lettuce Outro's little house in her backyard, because I think you need to go. Allie, you need to talk to her about your big vagina and ask her how many jade eggs you can stick up there.
Oh, no.
The jade egg challenge.
Jade egg challenge.
I think it would be amazing. I just want to see you guys up to all of your shenanigans. And I want to see Gwyneth Paltrow have to put up with it. All right. Love you, ladies. Talk to you again soon, I'm sure. Bye.
So I did sign up for Gwyneth's Airbnb, and what you had to do was you booked it, but you had to write why you want to book it.
Yeah. I said you should write what's in the box, but what did you write instead?
I said I wanted to do a girls trip with my BFF because I just had a baby and I need a fun night off. And my friend Allison has been feeling pretty down lately and she could really use, I wanted to surprise her with this because she's really into Goop and wellness stuff.
You know what's so okay? So
if we book it, you have to pretend like you're very depressed.
I have to act really depressed. It won't be hard. But you know what's so crazy is yesterday, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis said now they're Airbnb-ing their like beach house.
It's weird. It's like an Airbnb promotional thing.
And it did like hashtag Airbnb partner. And what someone tweeted is they were like, we bet that all these celebrities are private investors in Airbnb. And that since Airbnb is on like a death rattle going out of business, like everyone hates Airbnb now, they're trying to like drive more business and give it like a better name and have like a resurgence of Airbnb. And that's why all the celebs are doing this.
God, I wonder how much money they were paid or how much they are investors in.
Yeah, I mean, if you know why this is going down, like I would love to know. Or if someone's going to like post it on Dumois, like why are all these celebrities doing this weird Airbnb stuff?
Weird.
I don't know. It's bizarre to me. It's so weird to me.
So weird. Okay, last
and
voicemail.
Unsafe. I feel like it feels unsafe.
Well, I think that's why, because I refreshed the page right at 10 a.m. and booked it. And then I was like, oh, and it's like the booking was open for a while. I'm like, oh, you have to request why so they can like do background checks, I'm assuming, or like Google.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because what if a stalker won?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
It's crazy.
Yeah, right.
Okay, last message of the day.
Hi, this message is for the web crawlers. This is Sherry from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I've been listening for about a year now. I started your first episode. There were so many times where you would talk about something that later became a Netflix series, or there was a break in the case, and I wanted to be like, I need to call the girls and tell them that they figured this out. But of course, I've been calling you in the past, and I felt like you needed to have some sort of a time-traveling telephone hotline that I could tell you also that COVID was coming, because you guys were like, oh yeah, we might have to like stay inside for a couple of days, but it'll be fine. And I was saying, this year.
Oh no.
I was like, no, it was not fine.
Oh no.
But anyway,
I would love to listen to us talk about COVID.
I was listening to an episode about scammers and like people taking their own deaths, and this isn't really the same thing, but it just reminded me that I had a coworker once who told me the story of her going to buy a car with her husband. He had good credit and everything, and they were buying a brand new car, and the guy came into the room after doing a credit check, and he's like, we really need to talk. I'm really sorry, but you're deceased. And she was like, what's that? I'm not deceased, obviously. I'm right here. And he's like, yeah, your credit is telling me that you're deceased. And it turns out that she had a credit card, a long-time credit card from this, like, department store, and they kept calling her to up her credit limit because she was paying it off, whatever. They're like, oh, called her like weekly. And she finally got sick of it and was like, do not call me again. Stop harassing me. I'm done.
I'm dead.
I don't need to up my credit limit. And the girl who had called got pissed and marked down that she was deceased. And it like killed her whole credit score. So she had to go to court, and apparently this female who was taking these telemarketer calls, anytime anyone pissed her off, she would put that they were deceased, and it like really effed with a lot of people's credit.
Oh my God.
So she, I don't know if she got any jail time, but she got like in big trouble. Anyway, I just thought that was a funny crazy story about people being crazy and scamming and, not thinking your own death, but people thinking you were dead. Anyway, love you ladies. I'm sure I'm going to call back because I have many other stories. Miss Maria, Miss Jeb, who I think might be Craig. I don't know. I don't think he's a real person. Love you. Bye.
Damn, fucking with people's credit. That's crazy.
That's insane. Like that. And
yeah.
I mean, that woman should go to jail for doing that. Like saying people are dead. That's crazy. That's so inconvenient. What an inconvenience she's causing.
You gotta go to court. You gotta show proof. You're like,
that's so annoying. Oh my God. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for your voicemails. Please continue to call in, whether it's about food science, Hot Pockets, scams,
mashed potatoes.
Yeah, whatever we talked about today. I don't even remember. It's such a whirlwind. Anyways, I am Allie Siegel.
I am Melissa Stettin.
And that's all, folks. Bye.
Goodbye.
Powered by Acast.